Who thinks Trump's going to win? Give me a show of hands. Who thinks that there is a greater than 60% possibility Trump will win? Here's my little narrative on why. I mentioned Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana used to be a very prosperous city like Detroit. And here's a story I tell about Gary. I did it on NPR radio in the US just before I came over. So imagine a guy called Gary who lived in Gary, Indiana. And Gary used to work in the union job in one of the big car plants. And it's 1991, he was earning $30 an hour. That's really what he was earning in 2016 dollars, so it was a lot. And they shut it down, and they moved it abroad. And parts bits went to Mexico, and some other bits went elsewhere, and all that sort of stuff. So he was meant to retrain. He was meant to retrain as a software engineer, but there was no money for retraining because we gave it all away in tax cuts, because that's what politicians like to do. So he then got a job in a call center. He was fine, he adapted, but he's down to $15 an hour. 5 years later, the call center goes from Indiana to India. He now works for the largest employer in the United States, which is Walmart. He gets $11 an hour. And every day he reads in the newspaper that him and all his mates are about to be replaced by robots. Wall Street's delighted. They got bailed out. He lives in a slum. He's pissed. That's Trump's support. That's an incredibly powerful self-understanding and self-narrative. Now tell me what Clinton's narrative is. There isn't one. There isn't one. That's why Trump cannot be discounted. All of the gaffes, all of the racism, all the incendiary comments, it's not just feeding to the base. It's bouncing off him for a reason, because he deep down has one really powerful narrative and a really connected core constituency. And that type of thing hasn't happened in American politics in a generation.